I want to tell you a little story about why I live in my van. Well, up until about 6 months ago, I was living in a nice house, a 3-bedroom house, semi-detached house with a garden, just me and my dog, and I run my business from there. I've got a little business that I sell stuff online. I'll tell you about that another time. But I'd been with the same landlady for about 8 years, and she'd said that I could have the place for as long as I wanted to. She had no intention of doing anything with it, so I felt nice and safe and secure there. As I say, just me, my dog. It was a lovely place. Ran the business from there. It was absolutely ideal. It was perfect. Well, I didn't see what was coming, but one day I got an email from my landlady saying that she was giving me, unfortunately, she was very sorry about it, but unfortunately she was going to have to give me 2 months notice because she wanted to sell the house. It wasn't viable to rent it out anymore. And she gave me 2 months notice. It was totally out of the blue, totally unexpected. And it came as a real shock, to be perfectly honest with you. So, right, I better start looking for another place. Now the thing is, when it dawned on me what was ahead of me, not only moving my home, but also my business out of this place, I realised that I didn't really want to go into another house where I was running my business from the house. If I owned a place, then it would be different. It's ideal. But when you're renting, and you never know when you're going to have to move out, as I just found out, it was far from ideal, because now I had a real big job on my hands and only 2 months to do it. So I had to get my thinking cap on. So what I decided to do was that I was going to go and get myself a business unit where I could run my business from. Just a small one. It's only a small business. As I say, I just sell stuff online. And I was just going to go and get myself a little 1-bedroom flat or studio flat, something like that, just for me and the dog. I wasn't worried about having a garden because I walk him 2 or 3 times a day, always have done. And yeah, I thought I'd just go and get a flat. So I started registering with all the estate agents and looking online and putting inquiries out and all the rest of it, to see what was available on the market, and if I could get anything that was suitable within the next couple of months. Well, to cut a long story short, I couldn't find anywhere, or I couldn't find anybody that would rent me a 1-bedroom flat or a studio flat with my dog. I could get a house. I could get a 2-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house with a garden, and find somewhere that accepted animals or accepted a dog. Not all of them, but some of them. But as far as a 1-bedroom place was concerned, I went to see lots of them. I told the estate agents that I had a dog, obviously, but never got any of them. I had impeccable references from my landlady, never missed a payment on the rent, no problem with the financials or anything like that. But I just couldn't get a 1-bedroom place without a garden, with a dog. And to find a 1-bedroom place that's got a garden, they are few and far between, and I couldn't find one, and time was running out. So I wasn't panicking, but I knew that I had to start looking at other options. So my first option was basically to do what I was doing at the time. In other words, get another house, a 3-bedroom house with a garden for me and the dog, and run my business from there as well. But I really didn't want to go back down that road, because I didn't want to go through this experience again of having to move not only my home but my business as well, if the landlord decided to sell or wanted me out for whatever reason. So that option was out for me. And the other reason that I didn't want to go down that road is because since I'd started renting my house, property prices and rental prices in the area that I live had skyrocketed. And to be perfectly honest with you, I couldn't afford to get another 3-bedroom house like the one that I had before. So it was a definite no-no. My second option, and this was actually suggested to me by a couple of estate agents, was to rehome my dog, get rid of my dog. And then I'd be able to get a 1-bedroom place or a little studio flat just for me, but get rid of the dog. And that was never going to happen. I would never get rid of my dog. So that was a complete and utter no-no. So by this stage, time was running out. I only had about a month left, I think. I was about halfway through the notice. And again, I wasn't panicking, but I was getting worried. I was running out of options, just didn't really know what to do. Was going on YouTube, Google, just trying to think about things that I could do. And I started coming across videos of people that lived in camper vans. So I thought, well, that might be an option. And I started giving it some real serious thought, looking into it. And I thought, do you know what? I could do that. I could do that with my dog. You know, that is a definite option. And as time went on, that option became more and more viable and more attractive to me, to be perfectly honest with you. So I started looking for camper vans and motorhomes that I could buy. Well, I'd never looked into this before, didn't know anything about it. And quite frankly, I couldn't believe the price that these things were going for. Converted vans or purpose-built mobile home camper vans, absolutely totally out of my budget. I just didn't have the cash to be able to buy. We're talking tens of thousands of pounds, and I didn't have it. So although the idea was attractive, it was starting to really get to the stage where I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then, as with everything else in life, one door closes and another one opens. I carried on looking at different options. And then I started seeing people that had bought a van, just a basic works van, a panel van, and they converted it into a camper van. Lots of different people from all walks of life. Now, I already had a van. It was only a small van. And after looking at these videos and seeing what needed to be done, there was a bit of investment, you know, but I had that money to be able to do. And I actually thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to have a go at that. I'm going to convert my little van and make it so that I can survive in it. Me and my dog Rupert can survive in it. So I insulated it all. I didn't put any electrics in it, but I did put a heater in it. And I basically put the stuff in the van that we needed. And when the day came that I had to get out of the house, I had it ready so that we could move into it. And that's exactly what we did. But after about 5 months of living in this tiny van, you couldn't stand up in it. You could barely kneel in it without your head touching the roof. After about 5 months of living in this van, I was enjoying it, and it was going okay. Had its problems, don't get me wrong, but I'll go into that maybe in another video. But after about 5 months, I realised that the van just wasn't big enough, and I needed to go and buy myself a bigger van, which is exactly what I did. And that's the van that I've got today. And the reason the van completely converted yet is because I just bought this van, sold my other van, threw all my stuff in the back of this and started living in it. This particular van, it's actually a full transit, but it's got a high top, so I can walk around in it, I can stand up in it. It seems like a mansion compared to my little van. But I've started converting it. I've done all the insulation. There's lots of stuff that's got to be done. It's going to be an ongoing project. I'd like to be able to snap my fingers and have it done, but I can't do that because I've still got to work. And you know, there's other stuff that needs to be done. But I've got it to a situation now where we can live in it, and that's what we're doing. And that's the reason that me and my dog Rupert are living in a van. It's quite amazing what you can achieve and what you can do, you know, when you're put into a corner and you've got to do something. And I'm now in a situation where I've still got my business in a little business unit. I've still got my dog. We got a roof over our head. We got everything that we need. And life's good. It's okay. I hope this video's given you a little bit of value, or you found it interesting. If you did, if you could consider subscribing, that would be fantastic. It will help my channel and it will help me to gain more confidence and to do more videos. And I'm going to leave it there for today. Whatever you're doing and wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.